Dave Murphy.
Greetings.
Welcome to our member spotlight. You're number 2 on the list. Congratulations. It's a very short list we started with.
Yes, I heard that rumor. I feel like the guinea pig.
Well, in a way you are, but it's a good guinea pig. So, PDC Electrical Contractors. How long have you worked for them?
I've been with them for 35 years.
35 years.
Yeah, the company was started roughly 47 years ago by two brothers.
Okay.
Started out as a kind of a mom and pop motor repair shop, and then kind of grew from there. Roughly 126, 27 employees.
Oh.
And we are now currently 100% employee owned.
Okay. When did you go employee owned?
About just a little over 4 years ago.
Okay.
Gene and Steve, the owners, decided to work out a plan that allowed them to exit, but yet the company can still continue on utilizing the employees that we had to kind of lead us into the next generation.
Okay. What's it like to work for an employee-owned company? How do you vest into that?
Once you grasp the concept, it's pretty cool. For a young employee, 17, 18 years old, the end of the line becomes significant because of the employee ownership. You're now taking, you're reaping the benefits of the company. So the money is going into your stock. Your stocks go up, your value goes up. That's kind of like another 401k, but only you don't put anything into it other than sweat equity.
Okay. And then when you go to retire, you basically sell your shares in the company?
Yeah, you sell your shares back in,
okay.
And then you take the cash, and it's treated like another investment. But once you, like I said, once you embrace it and realize that you do have a direct impact on it, the wheels start to pick up speed.
Nice.
So the attitudes of all the employees have really noticeably changed in the last 3-4 years.
What do you think's contributed to that? Is it the fact that now basically they're the owner of their company, so they're more watchful of maybe how things are spent? Or
I think they're now starting to realize that what they're putting into it is what they're going to get out of it.
Got it.
It's not just a paycheck. It's not just a job. They're part of something bigger than that.
Yeah. So you've been with the company 35 years. What brought you here? Because I hear you were from south of the border.
Yes, I originally grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago. My dad took an early retirement and bought a tavern in Monroe, and I went up there to help him with it.
Nice. And then how did you end up at PDC?
My boss, Gene, his younger brother, Keith, and I became friends through the bar, and they were looking for help. And the relationship that Dad and I had as partners wasn't quite going in the direction that him and I agreed to, so it was just a way to maybe change things up. And so
now, are you an electrician by trade?
Yes.
Okay.
I started as a helper, got my license, was working in the field, and then started doing estimating, project scheduling, project management, and now I'm the division manager for the construction group.
Okay. So as division manager, what are some of your responsibilities there?
Just mostly the day-to-day operations. I have 3 project managers, 2 estimators that kind of work beneath me. We have superintendents, foremen. So it's just overseeing the estimating, the monthly invoicing, employee welfare.
Enough to keep you busy.
Correct.
So what's it like to work at PDC?
It's an adventure. It really is. I mean, we don't dabble in the day-to-day type of electrical work that, residential, commercial stuff. We're strictly industrial. So we are working in cheese factories, mega dairies, ethanol plants, grain facilities. So we're strictly, I shouldn't say strictly, we lean more towards the motor and process control.
Okay.
So each day is a unique challenge because it's not just the cookie cutter stuff, I guess.
Right. So describe a little bit more about that motor and process control for somebody who might be familiar with, putting wires together, but what does that really mean? So
here's, when the company was started, Greene County was probably one of the larger cheese producing areas in the state. So we did a lot of work in the cheese factories. The days of the cheese maker adding everything to the vat, stirring it, making the curd, was all done by hand. Now it's all automated, and that's part of the stuff that we do. We assist the manufacturers of the equipment to automate it so milk goes in one end and cheese comes out the other.
Very good. Is it still primarily just the cheese factories now, or have you expanded into other industries as well?
The bulk of our work is still in the cheese and dairy industry.
Okay.
But we do quite a bit of work with our local ethanol plants and a couple of chemical plants in the area.
And is it primarily just in Wisconsin, or are you throughout?
We've tried to stay within 150 miles of Monroe, but our customer base has taken us as far west as California and to the southwest as Arizona and New Mexico.
Wow. That's pretty good travel. So beyond that, what are the opportunities? You kind of talked about the ESOP and what that brings to an employee, but if I'm a new employee, for example, and I'm looking to start with PDC, what can I expect coming out of the gate?
Well, if you're obviously going to come to work for us, we're going to get you into the apprenticeship, guide you, get you to the finish line, hopefully get you to take your test and pass and be a journeyman, and just watch your career advance from there.
And what opportunities are there at PDC? Now, you've moved up in the ranks. You've come to where you're at. What would it be like for somebody who's maybe just starting out and getting that journeyman? And what are the opportunities for advancement?
Well, really, you're kind of driving your own bus per se, because if we've got guys that are very comfortable just being that. I want to be a field electrician. We've got guys that desire to take on leadership roles. So really, it's really totally up to you where you want to go with it. We try to do a lot of promotion and hiring from within to kind of fill that vacuum. So as us older guys start to move towards the sunset, that there's somebody behind us to take our place.
Sure. What sort of training do you provide outside of, you mentioned the apprenticeship program and things like that? Is there other training? Like if somebody wants to go into leadership, for example, is there?
Well, we utilize the ABC a lot for the construction U classes and anything that we can pick up through them. It's part of our journeyman protocol that they take classes in computers, classes in leadership, so that we kind of prepare them, outside of, maybe able, trying to help them teach things from us older guys to the younger guy, passing that stuff kind of down.
Okay. As the company is growing, what do you see as the future for PDC?
Well, we're part of our strategic planning over the years is our marketing. So we're really strongly focusing on the dairy and cheese industry. That's really what we do best. We have perfected a stainless steel installation for a lot of our electrical installations. So we're doing something that a lot of contractors don't do or don't prefer to do. I won't say they can't do it, but we've gotten really good at it. And so we're going to do what we do best.
And how does, you mentioned most of your work's in Wisconsin. Do you see the market here continuing to grow with all the cheese that we have? Or
yeah, really food is necessity. So
right.
The cheese industry, you're seeing a lot of companies starting to, kind of bring their organizations a little tighter together. So the factories are getting a little bit bigger. They're not spread out as much as they used to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of see a potential for serious growth in the Wisconsin.
Good. When it comes to keeping people on, keeping staff handy, that's a big challenge for a lot of companies right now. Obviously, the ESOP helps, as you pointed out. It's a great way to keep people in. What are some other things that you might do for your employees to keep them excited about coming back to work for PDC?
Well, we try to find work that's engaging. Our pay and benefit structures we think is really nice. We're competitive. We offer, trying to offer promotion from within. We're working with the local high school, getting these, the youth apprentice, get these kids involved early, bringing them into the apprenticeship, just, feeding our own workforce. You can't hire anybody right now, so you've got to grow your own.
Right. Are you sticking primarily to Monroe, or are you going outside of Monroe to kind of recruit within the high school?
We try to stay within the Greene County area.
Okay.
With some of the restrictions of the youth apprenticeship program, it's a little bit harder to pick a school that's 5 or 10 miles away versus 2 or 3 miles away.
If I were looking to get into your line of work, what type of background should I be? What things should I be doing to prep for that?
Being mechanically inclined helps.
Okay.
That's usually a big plus. And then just have a really good work ethic. Care about what you want to produce and how it, being a craftsman.
Yeah.
That's what drew me to the trade.
So tapping into those farm kids down in Greene County helps.
It does.
So tell me a little bit about ABC. You've been part of ABC for quite some time, right?
Over 25 years, yeah.
What do you get out of being part of the...
Well, other than the obvious with the apprenticeship and the ability to, tap into some knowledge, the networking is phenomenal. The people that I've gotten to meet and work with, I served on the board. That was one of the most incredible experiences of my career. Just the day-to-day interchange with these guys and these people. It's incredible.
What would you tell somebody if they were thinking about applying to join ABC? What would you say is the most important thing to get out of it?
Get involved. We have control of our own destiny in this industry, and if we don't stand up as a unified voice, we go nowhere. Just look what the ABC's accomplished over the last 5, 10, 15 years, and it speaks for itself.
Wonderful. Dave, thanks for joining me for the Spotlight, number 2 in the books.
It was fun.
Appreciate the help. Thanks again.
You bet.
Take care.